Hello everyone and welcome to Transactor. Today I'm going to show you around as a real estate agent. So first and foremost, you can see the dashboard here, and how the dashboard works is you have your total amount of properties here on the top and what properties are active. So actively have properties attached to them. Obviously across you have all of these items which are labels, and you can change those by customizing by going into what we call the campaign milestone area. Now you can switch tabs. So this is the sales campaign. So these are the campaigns that are happening on the sales side, and that's for the vendor. And then of course you've got the conveyancing. So that's the transaction side. So now the part that the real estate agent can do is to update and customize the sales campaign side for the vendor, which you do here. You click on the campaign milestone area and you go through all the milestones. So this is the area where you get to customize what you wish to see as the label on the timelines and also on the dashboard. Okay, so we always start off with a listing when it's signed, and then we work our way all the way through to a listing expiry, and it's up to you to put in what you wish. So in this particular case, we've got photo shoots happening, marketing starting, and all the way down. The other thing you can do too for the vendor is you can actually update these help guides, and you can write whatever that means on there so that the vendor knows what's going on. So that is on the master side, which is the milestone side. Now, the next piece is to, out of those, you then create what we call the template, and you can create your own templates. And here's one that I created earlier. So what that basically means is that from the list that you've just done, you can go through and itemize everything, and you can move them wherever you wish. You can then set the days from day one of the listing all the way through to the listing expire, and you can move those around. But it's important to customize and automate by putting in the days that each thing happens. You can also set the default days, and what that means is that the alarm and automatic SMSs will then roll out to every single one of your listings, reminding the vendor on when things are actually going to be happening. So for example, if there was an open home this weekend, you can remind them on the Friday, and you put a 1 because it'll be 1 day before the actual day, and it'll send a reminder out, which is amazing when you've got multiple listings. So once you've done that, you save that or you submit, and then we move across to now adding our first property, which I'll show you right now. Okay, we go back to the dashboard, and you can press the logo or the dashboard to get back here. Now, adding our first property is the big green button. So we click that, and I have a property here ready to go, and it's going to sell for $2 million. This is a listing, and we go through and we step through this wizard. Now, obviously there's no buyer yet, so we say invite later, and now we need a seller to be put in. There you have it. So now we go, let's go. This is setting up the listing, ready for the vendor to track everything from start to finish. So now that they're in there, it brings you to this main page, which you can now track the seller side and the buyer side. So obviously we don't have a buyer yet. We have the seller, and it's as easy as setting up the milestones. We go on the seller side and we click on the sales campaigns, because that's what we're organizing here as agents. Click on add milestone, and there you have it. There's the agent X one that I created. It's populated everything. And today's the date that we're starting the listing. And there you go. It populates all the dates, and now you can totally automate and tick off the things that have been done, hit save, and there you have it. Visual representation of everything, every step of the way. And more importantly, the collaborator, so in this case here, John Smith, who's the seller, can actually track everything from start to finish with the sales campaign side. And they can also have a look at the milestones and what's coming up all the way through. Now, just remember, this is also available on the app, so they don't have to do anything. They just basically watch what is happening, and they're totally updated. So when something changes, they will know straight away. So this all happens in the back end, and you don't have to do anything. So think of it like a PA in your pocket, all the way to when the offer is accepted. Now, when the offer is accepted, we then move across to conveyancing. And that's where the conveyancer are then invited. So you can invite them from the seller side. And if you've got the referrals there, you just plug them straight in, and that can happen very, very quickly by simply pressing a button. And the same thing goes from the buyer side. So now you've got a buyer, you can add the buyer in by simply clicking invite, and you simply bring the buyer straight in, hit send. And if you set everything up properly, you can literally automate everything. So anybody that you've had the relationship with or referrals, you just plop them straight in, and they will literally in one click be able to be invited to the transaction process. It's so simple. So there you go. So what we have now, the sales campaign is all done, ready to go. As we saw, an offer came in, so offer is accepted. You just click the offer accept button, and as soon as you do that, you go across to conveyancing, and there you have it. So we've already invited the seller, we've invited the buyer, we've invited the conveyancer, the financier, everything in a couple of clicks, and you get to visualize everything from start to finish. So we've gone from the selling campaign all the way to an offer, all the way to the fastest way to settle the property so you get your commission. Now, just to also have a look around, there's also documents. So the facility here to upload any of the documents, the contracts, and the e-signing all happens on Transactor as well. So it's a very, very useful tool to be able to do that. All right, take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.